This is Paul McCartney, thumbs up. This is the Vectisfabber verdict. This is the Vectisfabber verdict. It's a dragon.
Hello, Vectisizers.
She said, I know what it's like to be dead. I know what it is to be sad, and she's making me feel like
We're back
I've never been born.
again for another episode of the Vectisfabber verdict. Today we'll be looking at the allegations against Paul McCartney that he had fathered a child while in Hamburg in the early 1960s. The spectacle that is the Paul McCartney versus Bettina Hubers paternity case is a legal drama worthy of its own soap opera. If the world of celebrity litigation had its own version of the Oscars, this case would certainly be nominated for Best Comedy, with a side of dramatic irony, of course. So, let's set the stage. In one corner, we have Sir Paul McCartney, the legendary Beatle whose music has transcended generations and inspired millions. And in the other corner, we have Bettina Hubers, a woman whose name might not ring as many bells as Quasimodo. That is until this case hit the tabloids. It's a classic tale of a rock star and an alleged offspring fighting it out in a court that probably hears more melodramatic claims than a daytime television script. Hubers claims that the former Beatle, who could afford to pay for an entire island with a single royalty check, is her long-lost father. And boy, does she want some of that McCartney magic. I mean, who wouldn't want to swap their genetic code with someone who's written more chart-topping hits than they've had hot dinners? Can you imagine attending family reunions? Hey, everyone! Meet my dad, the guy who sang on the roof of Savile Row, telling me to get back to where I once belonged. But let's not forget the legal theatrics. The courtroom is where all the fun appears to unfold. You can just picture the judge rolling their eyes and wishing they had opted for a nice, quiet day of reading over this circus. Lawyers probably spend more time trying to inject some seriousness into proceedings than actually discussing the case. Objection, Your Honor. My client was a member of the most famous band in history. Clearly, we're dealing with a situation more complicated than the lyrics of "And I Love Her."
I know what it's like to be dead.
Bettina was born in December 1962. Her mother Erica claimed McCartney asked her to abort the baby and sought alimony at the time. McCartney denied the accusations and also that he was the baby's father. But he did pay her a sum of money. In 1966, the Beatles were about to embark on a European tour. McCartney was informed by the German courts that a matter of maintenance had to be settled before he set foot in Germany. Lawsuits continued until Bettina turned 18. In 1983, she and her mother went to court yet again to ask for maintenance payments. McCartney took a blood test that came back negative. But for some reason, the courts rejected the results and made him pay maintenance anyway. For years later, working in Berlin as a hairdresser, Bettina lost her court cases on appeal and was liable to pay legal costs of £60,000. McCartney's lawyer advised Paul to pay it so as not to bankrupt Hubers. The story did not go away but was kept well under the radar here in the UK, unlike the Heather Mills divorce. In 2007, with echoes of the Paul is dead rumours, Hubers claimed that McCartney sent a stand-in to take the paternity test and wanted a new one conducted. She also claimed the signature was a false one in the original 1980s documents and was written by a right-handed person. However, after further investigations, the case was dropped. Yet back in the 1980s, every tabloid worth its salt had lathered themselves in the salacious details with headlines like "Daddy McCartney," "Legal Battle of the Century," and "Will Paul Let It Be?" It's almost as if they'd prefer this feud reach a resolution worthy of a plot twist in a movie rather than a legal resolution. Just imagine if she turns out to be the long-lost musical prodigy, one tabloid mused. I can see it now, The McCartney Legacy, Part 2, Lady of the Lyric. Back in the 1980s, there was no internet, of course. Thankfully. Could you just imagine the delightful social media responses we'd have seen? Where everyone from casual observers to conspiracy theorists chime in. There'd be memes of Sir Paul as a reluctant dad. When you order the Dad 2.0 package, don't forget to install this paternity test feature. Also make sure you check your 3.5-inch floppy for a virus after use. It would be relentless. In the end, we're left to wonder, why and what? Will there be a reconciliation where Bettina and Paul harmonize on Here Comes My Son? As the healthy living James McCartney joins them on stage for a couple of numbers, including an exuberant soft rock performance of Maxwell's Silver Hammer. This is a lesser-known footnote of Beatles history, and certainly one Paul McCartney would not want to talk about in public. But Neil Vectis will sometimes delve into these uncomfortable stories. But that's all we have time for today. Keep vectizing Vectisizers.